Yay, galera, beleza? My name is Clara.
I'm Little Boy.
And today we are going to do our first episode of Tea Time Talks. We will be talking about how to become a dancer on a cruise ship, which is pretty much our lives right now. The first question is, what introduced you to the idea of performing on cruises? I feel like I heard about the idea when I was in university because a lot of my friends really wanted to work on cruise ships, but I was actually not really interested when I was like entering into the professional world, I guess. And then what introduced me to like actually starting after that was just a bunch of my friends from my graduating class were like, oh, you need to come to this audition. And I just went for fun with them, and now I'm here. So that's pretty much what introduced me, is kind of my friends in university, I would say.
I was in Los Angeles and I had like a previous injury on my knee, and I was literally like just at home, just doing nothing. It was very, 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 very sad because I couldn't dance, I couldn't do anything. So I was literally on Facebook and I saw like this ad saying that they had auditions for like contemp, jazz, ballet, and specialty. So I was like, I just need to do something. I just want to go for fun or just to take as a class. And I literally just went just because I had no reason to go, and I just went because I saw this advertisement on Facebook. That was how I got into this
ship lifestyle. How did Ryerson prepare you for the auditioning process? So for those of you who don't know, I went to Ryerson University for performance dance. So I graduated with my Bachelor of Fine Arts there. So that's what I mean when I talk about Ryerson. But pretty much that program prepared me for the toughest of things. I feel like they were very hard on us in school, so that kind of made me more tough going into like the audition process because I wasn't really going in expecting a job. I guess I was going in with more of the mindset of I'm just gonna try my best and have fun with it because I didn't have any expectations, which is nice. So it kind of prepared me because obviously it trained me so heavily in like ballet, modern, jazz, all of the different genres of dance, which was very nice because with Royal, they start off with like a technical, like for me at least, they started with like an across the floor technical combo with like turns and like jumps and things. So it was very important because that's your first impression, I guess. So for a lot of the people in my audition, they got cut after like the first 8 counts, which was technique based. So Ryerson definitely helped me with that because it gave me all of the technique I needed to do that. So that's kind of what was great. But yeah, overall, I feel like it just made me a performer that was like strong technically, but also strong like emotionally. So the combination of the two are good when auditioning, I think. How did your previous dance experience prepare you for this opportunity?
For me, it wasn't very, very good, but it was great at the same time because I was kind of very, very good on what I did and nobody did the same. So when they saw my specialty or on the freestyle part, everyone was like freaking out. So the studio helped me a lot to prepare my strengths on freestyle and very like hip hop based. That's pretty much it.
So pretty much our backgrounds are totally opposite.
Yeah.
When I thought cruise ships, I thought like classic dancing, like kicks and turns and things that, I don't know, that's why I wasn't really interested, I
If
feel
you
like.
think that was like this, for me, I was like, I'm never gonna be able to dance in a cruise ship.
There's a place for everyone, so
Yeah.
that's pretty much what we're getting at, I feel like. A little bit more about the audition process. How long is it and what does the day sort of entail? So mine was in Toronto. Pretty much the day was 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It started off, as I said, with the technique portion. It was like 2 counts of 8, jumps and turns, and then they like cut every time they saw people. After that, we did like I would say like jazz contemporary round. We did another round that was like hip hop jazz. They made some more cuts, and then after that they kind of asked for like specialty things, and they asked us to like tumble and do specific freestyles. So that's kind of how my audition ran, and then we ended with 15 or so people that they like put on their roster. So that's kind of how mine went.
Mine was in LA. It starts probably like 9-ish was the submission to like people was outside. Almost like I would say 300 people, all these different styles, and everyone was just with resume, headshots. Everyone have their own number. They separate. If you want to do specialty, you're gonna be on this group. If you want to do ballet, you're gonna be on this group. And if you want to do like any other style, you're gonna do in this group. So because I feel like they start first with specialty before the whole audition. For me, it was nice because I got to show what I do best first. So they had like this good impression of me first.
That's nice.
So I was kind of like freaking out, but they said that we had to go through the process, but they will actually recognize that that's not your specialty. So that was very nice as well. Then do across the floor, cut, do more groups, cut theater style as well, cut freestyle, then they cut. And by then they kept probably like 20, 25, I would say.
I feel like our auditions sound very different in how they ran it. Yeah, ours was just the order.
I don't know how they're running now, but that was how they ran a couple of years ago for me.
Yeah. So as you can see, it's like super different depending on like where they do it.
And depending of the casting directors that are involved with the audition as well.
Pretty much they audition everywhere. So if you're looking for an audition, they'll probably be posting on Facebook or Instagram as well. I feel like I always see a lot. So
yeah, some people have agencies and they got the information from these cruise lines. So I don't have an agency. I found randomly online, but some people get from their agents.
How competitive is it to get on the roster as a dancer for your cruise line?
I think that's pretty hard. I didn't even know that I would be accepted or how I would be able to be a part of the company.
Okay.
It's kind of like a Cirque du Soleil thing.
Yeah, I agree. That is kind of the reason also why I didn't really want to audition. I was hesitant to audition because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna be put in these like 20 people and then that's cool. You know what I mean? So like I was like, I don't know if they're ever gonna actually contact me, because you think about like
exactly.
They audition so many places around the world, like, and if they keep like not keep one, if they keep like 20 or like 15 of us, you know what I mean? It's like, what are the odds that I'm gonna get an email from them, especially because they're contacting through email. So it's kind of just like, I don't know, I kind of found it, or I thought it was impossible or nearly impossible for them to reach out and contact you, but it's not.
Yeah, we are here. It's possible.
Yeah, make them want you.
Eat everyone.
What happens if you make it to the end of the audition? We kind of talked about it, but they kind of keep you to that 15 or 20 or 30 depending on the audition, I feel like.
Yeah.
And then they made me like fill out this paperwork with my email and like contact when I can start my first contract if possible.
Same.
And then that's it. Then they just like are like, okay, see you. And if you just don't get an email, you don't get an email. But it's not necessarily that they never want you, because they might love you, but
some shows take like 6, 11 months, or it depends of the show, of the contract.
Mine just happened to be 1 month later. I didn't actually have to wait a long time, like a month.
The casting director told me, oh, we might gonna have a show specific for your style, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't expect anything as well. Like you said, so many people all over the world, and I'm like, cool, thanks for having my email. But definitely when you get the email, it's nice to have the confirmation that you're
Yeah. When I got my email, I was in ballet class at Ryerson. And I like went to like get a sip of my water and like glanced at my phone and was like, contract offer Royal Caribbean. And I was like, what?
For me, I got home and I had the email, but I didn't really know how to read. So, hey.
Why didn't you know how to read? People don't understand your joke.
They probably know by now. English is not my first language. I didn't really know how to speak English very well. Not that I know now, I still don't know.
Hey.
But I'm learning.
Are you with an agency or did they contact you directly? And do they favor dancers with agents? And know that you already said that you don't have one.
I had one, but they didn't
tell you about it?
Told me about it. I found on my own, so I felt like I shouldn't put as my agent.
And for me, I don't have an agent. I've never had one. And I feel like if you can find it on ads on social media, that's super easy for cruise ships, I find. And through talking to friends and things as well.
Definitely when you have a friends, it's easier.
Yeah.
Especially if they are involved.
So we're saying we don't need agents, and if you don't have one, it's nice because you get your full salary. So at this current moment, we both don't need agents, and the company treats us like everyone else. I don't think that they favor people with agents is what we're saying.
No.
So I think from my friends that have agents, they communicate to the agent, and then the agent communicates to them. And our negotiations are directly with the casting director once you get hired. So for us, that's how we have experienced it. The next question is, once you get a contract, are you guaranteed another one? So I feel like because the company is so huge and they're creating so many new shows at such a quick rate that they can't guarantee you a spot. So you have to reapply every single time. We redo our video dance reels, headshots.
Every submission needs to be at least 6 months old.
Yeah, so it needs to be fresh every 6 months. They need to see new things, even if you're on the ship. They also take like fitness photos of us as well every month, just to make sure that we are maintaining the look that they hired us as.
But definitely it's not guaranteed.
And yeah, so you also send your body shot is what I was gonna say, but it's not guaranteed. You reapply as like a new applicant, even if you've already been with the company, but you don't actually physically have to go in an audition. Because
we are already a part of the company, we just submit the video.
Yeah, but yes,
still
we
audition. But every contract
third time round,
is audition.
Fourth time round. Yeah. The last question is, are there any tips or suggestions about like what to expect if you're auditioning?
Don't try to be someone else, or don't try to be the same as people in the room. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about like what they're gonna think, if you're the right fit for them, if you're not, because you never know. You never know what they're looking for. You never know what are they creating for the next ships, what are creating for the next show. So there is a bunch of possibilities that you might be hired, and there is a lot of possibilities that you might not be hired as well. And maybe it's not even your technique, maybe it's your look, because some people are blonde, they want more like orange hair or whatever. So just be yourself and give your best.
I'm mad because we didn't talk about this, and I literally have it written here, my tips. And the first tip is be you and be confident. Wear something that you feel good in. Look good, feel good, I always say.
Yeah.
Something bright, something that makes you stand out, something that's very you, because you don't really know exactly what you said. We don't really know what they're looking for. They could be looking for someone tall, someone short.
Yeah.
And what's amazing about the company is that they have space for everyone. Like, some shows are strictly like mostly for shorter girls.
Yeah.
Some shows are all tall girls, like has to be like 5 foot something or 6 foot, like the showgirl shows. So they might not even consider you. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like there's no cookie cutter like this is what they're looking for, so make sure you wear black and you tie your hair this way. It's like not really like that. It's kind of like just kind of be yourself and like try and showcase you the best way you can.
Because I feel like most of the time people when they get to audition, they're like, oh, I need to impress, I need to do this, I need to do that, but at the end they don't do what they do best.
You just need to trust like what you do is what you do best and like showcase that, whether other people are doing it or not.
And for those who are like freestylers, I always apply that to my audition. Try to have like some sets of specialties that you do, or the tricks or like movements or tumble, whatever that you do to stand out. I always put one first, because the first impression for me, that's what's gonna stuck with the judge, and the last. The first and the last for me is the most important. So if I'm about to have a freestyle moment, even that it's after the choreography or something, I'm definitely gonna try to do something that gonna make them look at me. A front flip, a back flip or something out of nowhere, that's what people gonna put their eyes on me. Then after that, you do whatever you wanna do. Don't be the one who have to walk all the way to the front of the table, wave at everyone else to try to make them look at you. Just do your thing and finish with something confident again, and I feel like you're gonna be noticed. Try to remember why you're there, you know? Bring some reason that why you dance, or why you are working hard to book that gig, why you deserve more than everyone else in that room. I think that's
it. Yeah. So that concludes, I guess, our first episode.
We're gonna be posting more informations about the ship, about traveling, about dance community on board of the ship as well. So whatever you want to know, whatever you would like to ask us, leave in the comment below. We're more than happy to help the community outside, because I feel like we didn't have this to know how it would be or how it is. So I feel like it's very nice. It's just different for those who really are interested in this lifestyle.
Yeah, so just stay tuned to our Instagram stories and stuff. We'll be posting on there if we're gonna do any more question and answers, and we would love your questions and your interaction, just so we know what information you would like to be shared. That's it.
Thank you very much.